Would you guys like to watch the pictures while we're speaking or throw them in?
Yes.
I think we're ready.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for being here to help us honor and celebrate the life of a truly remarkable woman, Margaret Anderson. I've been blessed in my life to have not just one, but two women I could call mom. My mom, Jeanette Crozier, who was always a steady and loving presence. And last but definitely not least, Margaret Anderson, my mother-in-law, and so much more. If I had to choose just one word to describe Margaret, it would be giving. She was one of the most giving people I've ever met. She gave her love, her time, her strength, and her heart to so many people without ever expecting anything in return. She gave this world 7 wonderful children, and through them, she gave us 86 grandchildren and great-grandchildren. But really, the number of kids who called her Grandma Margaret goes far beyond that. Whether it was the daycare kids at Lisa and Lori's houses, or just anyone who happened to wander into her life, if you knew her, she made you feel like family. Her children are some of the most kind, generous, and loving people I've ever met, and it's no mystery where they got it from. They learned it from Margaret. Now, I won't pretend they were perfect. The boys could be a little mischievous at times, and the girls, well, they've had their moments too. But here's the thing, when times were tough, when someone needed help, when it mattered most, they showed up every time, just like their mom always did. Margaret's love didn't have boundaries. Her heart just kept expanding, always making room for one more. That's who she was, someone who gave and gave, and somehow always had more to give. And while our hearts are heavy today, I find peace in imagining the moment she walked through those pearly gates. I can see her husband Dick there to meet her, probably wearing a Viking shirt. And right next to him, her daughter Lori, grinning ear to ear, sticking out her tongue with her thumbs in her ears and saying, "What took you so long?" It's a reunion filled with love, laughter, and joy, just like the kind Margaret gave us every day she was here. Now I'll read some words that from her children that they wanted to make sure everybody heard. It's almost impossible to find the words to describe just how special Mom was to everyone. She was truly the heart of her family, the one that everyone could always count on, and no matter what, her love, her care, her compassion, they were endless, and they touched every part of our lives. She would have moved mountains for her family. Her heart was pure, kind, and giving in a way that's so rare in this world. She truly was one of a kind, and though our hearts are broken today, we are forever grateful to have been loved by her. Christmas was one of her favorite times of the year. She loved nothing more than spoiling all of us. Our living room would be overflowing with presents and laughter. Donna once said that when she was dating Mark, he thought we must have been the richest family in Melcher because of the mountain of presents under our tree. And you know what? He was right. Not in money, but in love. School shopping with her kids was a tradition. She loved taking them to pick out new clothes, and she never held back. She would proudly max out her JCPenney card to make sure they all had something new to start the year. A funny thing the kids remember was that she would often hide packages in the trunk of the car until Dad went to work. Lisa remembers a time when she was especially spoiled during prom season in high school. There was a dress on the cover of 17 magazine that she thought she had to have. Being the youngest, her siblings often called her, and still do, the spoiled brat. And maybe there was a little truth to that. Mom found the exact dress at Schaefer's in Des Moines, and off they went to buy it. Lisa also wanted to mention one more thing. Her sisters pointed out there seemed to be a lot more pictures of Lisa with Mom in the memorial tribute video than anyone else. Funny how that happens when you're the favorite child. But the truth is, we all know Mom loved each of her kids equally, with a love so deep, so unconditional, and so immeasurable. Last year at Christmas time, she bought us all a coffee cup that said, "You are my favorite." She truly had a gift for making everyone in her family feel special. Not just her children, but her grandchildren and her great-grandchildren too. She never missed a birthday. She kept a special book where she carefully wrote down all of their birthdays, making sure that every single one of them received a card from Grandma, complete with a little spending money tucked inside. Even during the pandemic, when it was harder to be together, Mom stayed connected with the best way she knew how, by writing notes and sending cards filled with love. Her family meant that much to her. We wanted her to know just how much she meant to us, too, so we organized an I Love You Grandma Margaret parade to celebrate her and show her how deeply she was loved. Mom's love and compassion extended far beyond just her family. She had a heart that reached out to anyone in need. Over the years, she gave to so many charities and causes that it would be impossible to name all of them. She sponsored more children through Unbound in underprivileged countries than her family could even keep track of. She never passed a homeless person without wanting to stop and offer them a few dollars. That was just the kind of person she was. There's a man in our town known affectionately as Mr. Butts, because he walks around picking up cigarette butts. One day, Mom was sitting in the car waiting for Lisa to run into DNS. She noticed Mr. Butts picking up one up off the ground. When Lisa returned to the car, Mom asked her to go back inside and buy a carton of cigarettes for him. As Lisa handed the man the carton, she told him that pretty lady in the car wanted you to have these. He smiled and said, "Tell her thank you, and God bless her." And today we know that God surely is blessing her for every small act of kindness, for every ounce of love she has poured into this world. She had a pure heart of gold, one that never stopped giving, and one that made a difference in more lives than we'll ever truly know. Some of her most treasured memories as a family are the trips we took to Fort Myers. Everyone would spend their days relaxing on the beach, sharing cold drinks, laughing, picking up seashells, and soaking in each other's company. One memory that still makes everyone smile is the time that Grandma Margaret decided to share a cigar with her grandson Josh on the beach. Something none of them ever expected, but that perfectly captured her fun-loving spirit. There were so many other special times too. Easter egg hunts in the backyard, Grinchmases at the movie theater that included a little gift bag with treats, money, and a Grinch ornament. All the Afghans she made for her family, shopping trips, looking for that perfect billfold and purse, enjoying dirty martinis, margaritas, or a cup of coffee together. Conversations about her Cubs, Sunday trips to Red Hawk, right, left, center, and shit on your neighbor games played together as a family. A devoted babysitter for her grandkids and great-grandkids. A loving wife who packed Dad's lunch every day and took so much care of him until his last day. A devoted mother who had a hot breakfast ready for her children every day before they went to school. The tremendous love she had for her sisters and brother and their families. A wonderful sister-in-law who gathered around the kitchen table often to share a slice of pizza or a grasshopper drink. Family get-togethers in the Kennedy's backyard and in their garage, where some of her grandchildren remembered her joining in on a game of beer pong one evening. And in every get-together, you could count on Mom to bring her famous potato salad, a dish that everyone loved and looked forward to. Not so long ago, she even taught Mark how to make it, making sure the little piece of her would stay with us. She was often the family's taxi cab driver, and more than that, a second mom to many of the kids. Donna remembers Mom picking up Brittany in Pleasantville to drive her to school in Mildred, Dallas. Chelsea remembers Grandma Margaret stopping by their house to pick up the Raleigh kids for school, too. Jordy would already be sitting in the car with his hair sticking straight up. Grandma would do her best to smooth it down before he went to school. There are many cherished memories over the years, including a special trip to Hawaii with the Bishop's family, where there she faced her fear of birds. And the family has pictures of her proudly holding a parakeet to prove it. It's said she may have needed a margarita or two for a little extra courage. Growing up, there wasn't a Saturday when her kitchen counter wasn't covered in homemade pizzas. Kim fondly remembers how she would let everyone make their own little pizzas using mason jar lids as pans. Mom's homemade macaroni and cheese, baked beans, sweet rolls, Chex Mix, and canned peppers from Jerry's garden were family favorites. Pat recalls how Mom would can so many hot peppers that afterwards she would have to soak her hands in ice cold water. She was also known as the queen of emojis. Anyone who ever received a text from her knows exactly what that means. She always made sure to send the last emoji. It's all these moments that now feel like the greatest gift she gave us. Memories that will stay with us and keep her spirit alive forever. Mom also loved spending time with her dear friends, Jenny, Carolyn, and Debbie. She and Carolyn shared a beautiful friendship that lasted over 65 years. Mom would often drop her kids off at school and head straight to Carolyn's house for coffee. She and Jenny became close while working together at 3M. Their friendship was full of fun adventures, including trips to Florida and visits to Des Moines to get their nails and hair done, always with a stop at Chi-Chi's or Olive Garden to enjoy a few drinks and plenty of laughs together. She also shared a special bond with Debbie after both of them experienced the loss of the loves of their lives. They found comfort in each other's company. They spent time visiting at each other's homes and taking special trips together. These friendships were a beautiful reflection of the kind person she was, loyal, caring, and full of love. Even in the final week of Mom's life, our family gathered together in her home. We spent endless hours around her bedside, sharing stories, holding her hand, giving hugs, and watching over her, making sure she was comfortable as possible. Our time together was filled with tears, hugs, laughter, stories, love, and prayers. There is no doubt that she could feel the deep love that surrounded her. It was a blessing to have a family come together so strongly during such a difficult time. We made a promise together to each other to stay close, to remain Anderson strong, and to carry on the love of family that Mom and Dad so beautifully instilled in them. Mom missed Dad beyond words after he passed, and when she lost Lori and Grandma Beulah, her grief grew even heavier. Even though she continued on for all of them, everyone knew her heart ached in their absence. Today we find comfort in knowing that she is reunited with them in heaven, embraced once again by the ones she missed so dearly. We will miss her dearly, but will hold on closely to all the memories she has left with us. We will love her forever.
To the supermarket flash from the windowsill, through the day old tea from the cup, packed up the photo album that you had made, memories of a life that's been loved. Through the get wells and cards and stuffed animals, put the old ginger beer down the sink. Dad always told me, don't you cry when you're down, but Mom hesitated every time. Oh, I pieces, it's tearing me up, but I know a heart that's broke is a heart that's been loved, so I'll sing hallelujah. You are an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. When God takes you back, say hallelujah, you're home. Fluff the pillows, make the bed, stack the chairs up. Folded your nightgowns neatly in a case. John says he tries and put his hand on my cheek and wiped a tear from the side of my face. And I hope that I see the world as you did, 'cause I know a life with love is a life that's been lived. So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. When God takes you back, say hallelujah. Hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. You got to see the person I have become. Spread your wings and I know that when God took you back, He said hallelujah.
We've got a few of the grandkids are going to come up and speak. So we have Cody to speak first.
One of my first memories of my mom was being walked to the bathroom while she tried to take a photograph. It must have been a bit naughty, and she would have to keep me quiet. When I started kindergarten, I remember one time the teacher would let us use the bathroom. Needless to say, I had an accident. Of course, my mom went to the rescue. She brought me a change of clothes, probably cursing the teacher all the way there. Then came elementary school. I was, let's say, not the easiest kid. I used to ride a bus to Dallas school. I had a habit of putting my hands out the window, even though the driver constantly told me to stop. Eventually, I got kicked off the bus for 2 weeks. But of course, Mom came to my rescue and drove me back and forth the whole time. There was a lot more moments like that, not so great school days, some bad choices and lessons learned along the way. But through it all, she never gave up on me. She stuck by me through everything. During my teen years, she was my biggest supporter. She drove me to Knoxville for my very first day to the movies. She even picked out my Valentine's card for my sweetheart. Even patiently took me in to live with her through my divorce. And one of the more memorable high school memories, after a night out drinking with friends, one of them decided to crash at my house. We went upstairs to sleep, and in the morning he told me he had gone downstairs to use the bathroom and thought he was climbing back into the right bed. Here's Mom's version. She said, I felt someone crawl under the foot of the bed. She thought it was CJ, so she called out, CJ? But her voice was like, no, Bob Crosby. Mom quickly made it very clear that he was in the wrong bedroom. There were plenty more ups and downs over the years, but no matter what I always knew, she was in my corner. Her love was constant, unconditional, and unshaken. She loved each and every one of her children fiercely, and that love extended to her grandkids and great-grandkids. The love will never leave us. It will stay alive in our hearts forever. The love I have for my mom will last my whole life. She wasn't just my hero, she was everything, my whole world. You never want to see your parents leave this world, but in the end, we pray the good Lord will take away her pain. She was there holding, I was there holding her hand for those gold, tears streaming down her face as she took her last breath. I know, in my heart, she is safe now. She is with her true love, my Father. She is with Lori and with so many others that we've been waiting for her. My mom will love you forever.
Chelsea, you're next.
This poem was written for Grandma Maggie 5 years ago to celebrate her 80th birthday. Kudos to the woman who raised a big family, not an easy chore. Discipline, decisions, and chaos galore. You don't need the spotlight, but we all know you're there, sipping on a margarita and sporting that silver hair. So many minds, so many thoughts, she's the catalyst to oils the parts. Crocheting a blanket, cooking a full course meal, or lending an ear, that's just a start. She's always putting others' needs ahead of her own. Lots of unconditional love, she sure has to show. As time goes by, our experiences grow on this path of life. It reaffirms my respect and admiration for you as a person, mother, and wife. You are the wings to many who are close and tight. Your presence is warming, and wisdom are the light. We thank you for being who you are, as we live and learn on our life's journey, whether near or far. Just drop in a few words to show our appreciation and love for a special lady. We've brought a lot of humor and joy to this tiny tree.
Next, we have Presley.
The lid is fallen from the family tree. I keep hearing a voice that says, "Grieve not for me." Remember the times, the laughter, the song, the good life I lived while I was strong. Continue my heritage, I'm counting on you. Keep smiling, and surely the sun will shine good. My mind is at ease, my soul is at rest, remembering all how I truly was blessed. Continue traditions, no matter how small. Go on with your life, don't worry about falls. I miss you all dearly, so keep up your chin until the day comes when we're together again.
Next, we have some words from Shay.
Bear with me. I'm planning on being here. But Lisa asked me yesterday, and as you heard earlier, being the youngest, she typically is what she wants. So here I am. I often try to explain heavy situations to my kids that allow them to create an easier visual in their mind and understand the situation better. When I knew we were going to lose Margaret, I knew I had to find a way for them to understand. How to explain to my 4-year-old why we were going to go from seeing Grandma Margaret every day to not being able to see her anymore. Immediately, I think of Margaret in an airport, sun hat and sandals on, suitcase rolling behind her, a a big smile and a ticket in her hand. She's sitting in the airport bar, sipping a dirty martini, waiting for her flight to board. She's happy. She's pain-free. And she's going to see the people that she loves. She knows she's going to miss the people she's leaving at home, but they're going to be okay. After all, she knows she raised them, and they all have each other. On the other side of things, I imagine Dick, Beulah, and Lori, and the many others who can't wait to see Margaret sitting in chairs, waiting at the terminal, impatiently, waiting on her to walk through the doorway. They're sharing memories of her, talking about how long it's been since they've seen her. Finally, she walks out of the terminal. They stand up, their arms are open. They're so excited to see her because they've been waiting for so long. With a quick hello, drop of her bag, Grandma Margaret pushes through their arms and she's beelining through the place, looking for Elvis. So if you ask my 4-year-old, Grandma Margaret boarded a plane. She felt better. And she took it straight to heaven and is probably getting a front row seat to an Elvis concert. Grandma Margaret lived a simple life. It didn't take much to make her happy. A phone call, a card, a visit, or just a hug before saying goodbye. The people within her family were the most important people in the world to her. She lived to make her life better, and she was proud of each one. I'm sure everyone here has memories much like mine. Great memories, something we'll always have to cherish. It isn't often in our lives that we get to come across someone so special that person stays with you forever. But Margaret was that kind of person.
Early morning, there's a message on my phone. It's my mother saying, "God, please come home." I fear the words. How could you leave us all behind? There's so much to say, but there's so little time. So how do I say goodbye to someone who's been with me for my whole damn life? You gave me my name and the color of your eyes. See your face when I look at mine. So how do I say goodbye? And I couldn't. You always saw the best in me. Right or wrong, you're always on my side. But I'm scared of what life might change like. And I saw the way she looked into your eyes. And I promise you, if you go, I will make sure she's alright. So how do I say goodbye? Someone who's been with me for my whole damn life. You gave me my name and the color of your eyes. See your face when I look at mine. So how do I say goodbye? There's no way you could ever let me down. Gonna see you sometimes back in the woods, be my closest friend. And someday we're gonna make it out. Just hold the light, just hold the light high. So how do I say goodbye? Someone who's been with me for my whole damn life.
Next, we're going to hear from Aunt Robin.
First of all, I want to say, if I'd known I was talking after either of those songs, I would have said, okay, you talk first. And Jim, you forgot to mention that I was Margaret's favorite sister.
I thought everybody knew that.
Okay. Hey, I'm Robin. My brother and I were adopted. It was Margaret's mom and dad, my mom and dad. And if we hadn't been, I know that none of this, I would not have any of this. I mean, start again. Okay. Here I go. Anyway, my brother couldn't be here today. He lives in Hawaii, but he's with us in spirit. So, Margaret. She was a daughter, a sister, then a wife, a mother, a grandmother, an aunt. She raised 7 children, nearly 100 grands. She held them steady, held them accountable, held them the way only someone who has carried too much love can. She buried a husband. She buried a daughter. She buried pieces of herself with them, and she held on. She still found a way to make love louder than loss. I could stand here and tell you about the way she held space for grief. How she learned to walk alongside loss without letting it define her. How she buried sorrow beneath the roots of family so something beautiful could keep growing. I could tell you about the hand she held, the way she never let loss steal her life. I could talk about how she was fire and tenderness, how she was horizon and home at the same time. I could tell you about the hands that cradled newborns and steadfast and steady the hands of those she loved in uncertain times. I could talk about the Sunday dinners where love was served in heaping portions, the holidays stitched together with laughter. I could tell you how much she adored Elvis, as well as her well-made handbag. I could tell you how she swore like she loved, full-throated, unapologetically, like the world had to sit up and listen, like the universe knew better than to waste her time. I'm pretty sure I heard my first swear words from her. If you know me very well, it is something I'm very, very good at as well. The stories are myriad, but today it isn't just my voice. It's not just my stories. Today it's all of us. It's the way she lives in your laughter, the way she lingers in your memory. So share her, say her name, tell the stories that only you can. Because love like hers, like ours, doesn't fade, it multiplies. In closing, know this, she is here. The fire she taught us to keep lit, and the love she made unbreakable in every single heart that refuses to let her go.
And then we'll have a scripture reading from Ryan. You set it up on me.
She's close and strength and living. She's a man at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom and faithful instruction is on her tongue. Her children will rise and call her blessed. Her husband also stands and praises her.
I would rather listen to her than Ryan anyway. I just want to say one thing before talking about the song, How Do I Say Goodbye. I know she's looking down upon me right now and saying, probably trying to find somebody to figure out how to Venmo me $20. Because you couldn't do anything for her without her paying for it. So I'm not going to say goodbye. I'm just going to say it until we meet again. So I would like to thank everyone again for coming today to celebrate the life of Margaret Anderson. There will be a luncheon to follow in the basement. We're going to end with a special song for Margaret.
Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me long, take me to your heart, for it's there that I belong, and will never part. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me dear, tell me you are mine. I'll be yours through all the years, till the end of time. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will.
Thank you, John. That's not. The whole camp got a lot of. Please, everybody stay for dinner. We have plenty of stuff, so just make your way downstairs. If you need help, there's a lift, but do be careful on the stairs. So we're going to just kind of dismiss on our own.